Oh, turn the sound on. Let me make sure this is all set up. Hi to everyone who's coming in. I can't actually see who's actually in the live, so let me know who's in here tonight. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to actually like get to the page where I can actually see what's going on in my life. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try this. Hopefully this works. I'm trying to actually like get to... No, I don't want that. Hear me, guys. Who's actually in my live? Let me know who's here. As soon as you come in, press the love button, press the like button. Let me know how you're feeling today. How's your day been on this beautiful lunar eclipse in Capricorn? Hey Diva, how you doing? I'm hoping. Hi TY Davis. I'm hoping that I can take you guys through what's been going on or what's happening with these energies at the moment. There is some powerful energies that is being conjured, like literally conjured right now with this lunar eclipse. And I would just advise you guys to just tap into this energy as much as possible, because this is like, it's so intense, like especially for those who really want to get to the depths of some clarity, of some answers of who you are, like what is it, like just all of these different types of things. Like I've been getting loads of layers of codes of my own revealing of my identity and what is it that I'm supposed to be doing in this world on so many different levels. Like I thought I understood myself, but yo, the levels that I'm being able to reach in these energies is so intense, and I'm so here for it. Oh, Ty, sorry, I'm a little bit slow. Hi, Melton. Being a Capricorn, I'm super intrigued. Yeah. So if you're a Capricorn, Aries, or a Libra, this will definitely affect you a lot, seeing as how you are squaring this aspect in itself. So let's see what's going on. We've gotten about 9 people in this live. So if you guys, before I get into the readings, you can let me know if you would like to have a reading, so that I can see in order who's requesting, and then I can go back easily and get back to everyone. My moon is in Capricorn. I still am in the 4th house. Woo! So there must be a lot being unearthed with your home life right now, or just your private, your personal life. The 4th house is a very intimate area that's ruled by Capricorn. So, you know, that could be quite intense for you. But this full moon, the full moon, as I said, it illuminates. It's the full is at its full point. This is really confusing me right now, this setup. Sorry, guys. The moon is now able to illuminate at its fullest point. But the thing is now, where the last lunar eclipse was in Cancer, Cancer was ruled by the moon. So that was, even though there was a lot of uncomfortable things that was being unearthed, it was the moon was in its optimum position at that point. But now we're come to a point where the moon is in Capricorn, and the moon doesn't like to be in Capricorn because it's almost like a complete opposite of, you know, what these polarities are. Cancer is that loving, that nurturing energy, that emotional energy. Capricorn can be very withdrawn. Yeah, so you're in my soul group, just Greg. So you should be going in through your Saturn return right now. Your Taurus, okay. Yeah, so you should be going through your Saturn return like me right now. So things should be real intense in kicking this up. But yeah, so there's almost like this polarizing energy that's taking place in terms of the matters of Capricorn, which is very much grounded. And I'm gonna try and see if I can I'm gonna channel a lot of what I'm feeling intuitively about this energy. And Capricorn can almost be like a cage. It can be like a cage. It can be like it could be boundaries. It could be an aspect of freedom. Like when you come into the fullness of your purpose, Capricorn symbolizes that initiative energy. It's literally initiation. So the initiation comes from the goat, which is seen as the devil, but it's able to transform itself into the unicorn, which is this beautiful spiritual archetype of healing. The horn is able to pierce the heart, but it resonates at such a pure vibration. So this is all about transmutation. It's not about holding ourselves to the low vibrations of these energies, but learning how to utilize all of these energies to create change. And the reason why I brought up the boundaries or the cages, or because this type of energy could be bringing up a lot of that. So like, what is it? Especially like phobias, like if those who feel very claustrophobic, you could almost feel like, even yesterday I was just feeling out the energy, and I was like, it feels very like almost like a suspension, but it feels like very I feel very suffocated in its energy, because it's like there's stuff that is external, like just externally, actually, like there's a lot going on, like up there, out there. And I guess we're tapping into a lot of that, and if you're not careful, you can end up channeling a lot of these energies if you're not aware. The full moon brings everything to a very intense point, as I said, as it's illuminating things. And with this this transit that's going on right now, we're in conjunction to Pluto. So Saturn and Capricorn, even Saturn retrograde and Pluto, we're in a 5-planet retrograde at the moment. Saturn retrograde, Pluto retrograde, Chiron retrograde, Neptune retrograde, and what's the 5th one? Neptune retrograde. I think, I'm not sure if I said that already. So there's a lot of planets that are going backwards right now that can literally just make us feel like, ooh, what the hell is going on? Like a whole new world is being unearthed for us, and we're having to like retune ourselves to this new reality that we've just been exposed to. There's a lot of throwbacks that's taking place, especially with the Saturn energy that's coming up. It's almost like the past, and a lot of things from the past now coming into the present. And you finally, and if you caught my last solar eclipse video where I was talking about these eclipses are all to do with themes, they're the same themes that begin to come up, and it's trying to get our attention to be like, okay, this is the thing that you need to be dealing with right now. Do not skip over this. And it's interesting because this has really been happening with me recently, where there's some things that have come up from the past, from my like almost like 11, 12 years old, that have come up in the last few years that I almost was like, I was like, okay, I'm not going to deal with that right now. That's not my priority. And I kind of buried it for a little bit. And then now it's come back to a point where it's come all the way full circle. And I'm now being forced to deal with it, but in a way that it's like things just decided it wanted to spark up without my input. And this is what this type of energy is doing. It's like, okay, like whether you want to deal with it or not, it's going to be brought up and you're going to be forced to have to deal with it. So this is all going to be bringing up what are the doors that you need to be closing right now, because the full moon is all about endings. The new moon is more to do with beginnings, but this is all about an ending and an eclipse. You think about the word eclipse, it's like what are you clipping out of your life, or what are you making room for? Because it's almost like when the eclipse happens, it's like, I see eclipses as like things are completely different when it comes back. You know, it's not going to be the same. And with eclipse energies, it lasts for about 6 months. So these energies are very intense. It's not like a normal full moon transit or some of the inner planet transits that happens where it's like, it's very minuscule. Like this will last for about 6 months. You'll be feeling this energy. So it's definitely important to pay attention to the things that are being brought up right now. As I said, that I am feeling a bit of an initiative or initiation type energy that's going on. For me in particular, I've been definitely the energy of Sekhmet has definitely been coming up for me in terms of that, recognizing your own divine power and being able to stand in your own divine power and stand in your own divine sovereignty. Because when you're aware of your sovereignty, there's nothing that can come outside of you that can impact you, because you are aware of where you're standing. Nothing else is to come in and affect that. Like, you're completely aware of who you are and what impact you have on this earth and why you are standing in the place that you are right now. Like, that is the ultimate place that you need to be in. And I can see, especially over the next and I did warn you guys from Mercury retrograde, and I did a Mercury retrograde stuff, that there's going to be a lot of crazy stuff that's going to be happening. Some people are literally going to be glitching out because the energies is so intense that it's literally doing a lot of stuff psychologically, where messages are being able to channel through. We're able to receive a lot of light codes, a lot of divine messages, but if you don't know how to understand what the codes that are coming through, that will literally mess up your head. So you need to be able to put yourself in a position where you're not so focused on your physical reality that you detach from the external that is taking place, and you begin to ground yourself to receive what is beyond the physical. Because if you're so focused on mundane matters, and it's not to say that mundane matters you don't need to have the focus on that, but there is a time and place for everything, and if this is all about integration and not separation. So allow yourself to stand in a place where you can actually receive everything that is coming to you. Pay attention. The message, everyone has access to spirit. Everyone has access to be able to channel divine messages, but not everyone takes the time to actually tap in and listen to what is actually being revealed to you. The universe speaks in so many different ways. Go into nature, even just look at the trees and maybe listen to how they rustle. Like, what is it that they're trying to say to you? Like, what is the birds trying to say to you when they wake up in the morning? They definitely have messages every morning, but none of us are actually taking the time to actually listen and receive and digest what is happening on a collective level. So this is pushing us to go deeper into our spirituality, into our knowledge of spirituality as well. But just knowledge of self, mainly. So these are some of the messages that have been coming up for me with regards to these energies. Please, if you're in this live, please like this video, please share this video. And I'm going to go into the reading shortly. I'm just checking back any of the messages that have come through. I'm a Capricorn, born day 11, and I always say 11:11. Yo, you 11:11 is like, I see 11:11 as like a channel. So if you see like 11 as like the two pillars in itself, I see 11:11 as like you going through a portal or some type of like a portal. But the thing about portals is that it's non-discriminatory in its energy. There's a light and a dark aspect to that portal, and whether you're going into a light aspect of that transition or a dark aspect of that transition, that's down to you. I don't really like to pay attention to a lot of these angel synchronicity things when you go look it up, because a lot of them like really lead you astray. So if any of you are picking up a lot of synchronicity numbers, look at the numbers, like really teach yourselves to actually decode things for yourself. When you go on the internet and you see all these people that's decoded all of these astrological energies or symbols or numbers or numerology or whatever, like how did they be able to interpret that number or that symbol or whatever? How do you think they was able to do that? It's about being able to tap into your own knowledge. Look at the number 1. What does it look like? Like, what does the number 0 look like? What energy do you get from it? It's about learning how to be able to tap into things intuitively. This is what our ancestors did. This is what the ancients did. This is why they communicated by symbols, because it wasn't like if you look at a symbol, you can look at that symbol and receive the information from that symbol through yourself. You don't actually need someone to actually tell you what that means. Someone may have a different interpretation or perception of what that symbol means, but essentially when you look at that symbol, it's evoking something in you, and it's for you to be able to decipher what that means to you, because we are all living personal divine experiences. Not all of our experiences are the same. We're not always going to experience the same things, and we may not even get the same calculations and sums from some of the things that we experience. We may not have the same perception or understanding. Some may kind of go more in depth. Some people may kind of just skim on the surface, but all is necessary, all is one. So that's the messages that was channeling out for me for this. And I'm about to go into the readings. Let me know if any of you guys are resonating with my breakdown of what's kind of happening energetically at the moment. Before I move on, there was something that I was seeing as well. So Capricorn is almost like that it's almost like, imagine like a key that's being unlocked to your greatness, like you being able to like fully embody that. Remember what I was saying to you guys when I started these back from the full moon in Scorpio. We did the ritual back in full moon in Scorpio, and then we did the ritual in the full moon in Sagittarius. And I was like, when we come to Capricorn seasons, like things are going to start to materialize. And it's interesting because this weekend I'd actually set myself a target of writing a book in 5 days. I ended up doing it in 6, but I still claim that. But the reason why I mentioned that is because there's almost like going to be this intense need to birth. I've literally been feeling like, and I'm not pregnant, but I've been feeling pregnant when like I know that there's something there that I need to be able to release. I need to give birth to. I need to these ideas that I've been coming up with, these visions that I've been coming up with, these dreams that I've been charging inside of me. It's time for me to begin to give birth to it and begin to move forward into no longer allowing these things to be almost like an imagination trip in my head, like, because it feels very, very good in your head. But it's all about being able to materialize it and bring it into fruition. This is about birthing. Cancer in itself is the mother. Cancer is like the physical manifestation of what the mother was able to produce. So what is it that you're producing? Like, where is it that you're moving into? So definitely pay attention to this at the moment. Hey Zoegi. Hey Rona, I'm a Leo Cancer Cusp. Okay. TK Dingle. All right, I'm going to go into the readings now. I'm trying to see who was first. Ty, I think you was first. So if anyone wants a reading, definitely let me know below. But you guys, as I mentioned on the last time, the requirements are you guys need to share the video. You guys need to like the video. You guys need to go and subscribe to my YouTube page, Soul-Reconnection, and even go to my website and sign up to the mailing list, so www.soul-reconnection.com. Right now, these are free readings, so there are ways that you can actually energetically or in a practical way be able to give back for the energy that I'm able to give to you right now. Like, readings are not easy. It's a lot of energy that has to be created to be able to do that. You know, sometimes I can make it look very effortlessly, but you know, my energy still does pay for being able to give these readings. So I definitely ask that as I move into these readings, please assist me in whichever way you can, by just sharing or signing up. Yeah, Chelsea, I will do that as well. Diva, yeah, I see you as well. I'll definitely do you. But I'm going to start off with Ty. So I'm going to be pulling from 2 different decks today. And I'm going to be pulling from my Moon of the Oracle deck as well. Oh, you've done everything else but shared. Well, yeah, just share the video. You can invite people into this video, into this stream as well. Just do whatever you can to be able to assist. Okay, so Ty, what is going on for you? Yes, Chelsea, I'll do you as well. Okay. Oh, okay. So for you, Ty, the card that's come up for you is the Watchtower of the East, and this is bringing up spring. So there's almost like with this lunar eclipse coming up and it again being all to do with endings, there's also something new that you're moving into at the same time that is like, it's almost like a new transition of where you're moving into. So, you know, something may be getting cut off, something may be ending, but something new is beginning at the same time. And the next card that came up for you is, action. Oh, the card's falling out. 1 second. So action. So there's something that you need to be able to do. So maybe it's you're ending something, but I see you preparing to do something else. So this is definitely the time to be able to manifest that. So definitely do that now. Like, don't wait. Don't procrastinate. Definitely move on that now. So who's next? I'm trying to see who's next. Okay, so Chelsea, let me move on to you. Woo. Card fell out. Healer. Okay, so that's the first card that's coming. So there's a lot of healing that's going to be going on for you. I do see restoration as well. So some of the stuff that you've been dealing with, you're going to start to see like the puzzle pieces start to come together, like the assistants start to come in, like the people that you need to be able to help you is going to start to come in for you. And the next card that came up is the unexpected. Ooh, blue moon. So that kind of goes in line with what I was just talking about with regards to, I see certain things being able to move into alignment with where you've been expecting it to move into, but it's going to happen very unexpectedly, and that is very like this lunar eclipse energy in itself, because it can be very drastic. So I hope that resonated with you. Shaquita, let me go on to you. Okay, so you're a Capricorn, January the 6th. Okay. Oh, okay. Shaquita, the respect card came up for you, and it's interesting because that is the energy of Capricorn. It's like that, you know, when you see someone of status, when they start to reach a level of status in their life, like that of their life, you respect them automatically by the energy that they express. So there's going to be I feel like that's an energy that you're going to be expressing in itself, where you're going to become so confident within yourself that people automatically just start to respect you for who you've always been. I feel like you've been shielded and been hidden. And it's funny, look at the card that comes up, the darkness card. You've been hidden for a while, and you've not been able to kind of express yourself authentically, so that people can kind of pick up the energy of you. But I guess this lunar eclipse is completely flipping it on its head. So that should be amazing for you. Okay, I hope that resonated. Will, let me go on to you. Let me know if these are resonating, guys. And if it does, can you please write a review on my Soul Reconnection page on Facebook as well? That also helps. So, Will. I do see for you before I even, oh, and that just came out as well. It's just confirmed it. January 1st. So your Cancer and your Cancer Sun and Cancer, your Capricorn Sun into Cancer Moon. So before I even picked the card, I saw like an emotional type conflict that's going on between just your emotional self and the self that you want to be able to present to others. I see some kind of emotional conflict going on, some kind of confusion. But what's happening is that the card that came up is the feminine energy. So you're being caused to come more into your feminine energy of yourself. Allow yourself to release whatever needs to be released at this time. What I'm also seeing is that with regards to with your emotions, don't be afraid to cry. Tears is a language in itself that you need to be able to allow that to release and purge whatever needs to be purged within this time. And the second card that's come up for you is, oh, it resonated, Shaquita. Okay, that's good. I'm glad that it did. The second card that's come up for you, Will, is, ooh, abundance. Okay. And what I'm seeing is to be able to, well, I'm seeing the mother and I'm seeing pregnancy. So what I'm seeing is for you, this whole kind of drawing into feminine energy is for you to be able to see the abundance that you can create within yourself. You are abundant, and the abundance that you want to physically manifest, it starts from you. So I see this internal journey going on for you to be able to retreat into self and even be able to harness and charge your visualizations of abundance, of what it is that you would like to manifest. Like where, like seeing yourself in it, like what do you actually want? I'm hearing that you don't actually know fully what is it that you want. So once you be able to get that clarity, then you'll be able to move forward from this process, and it won't be as heart crushing anymore. But that's the lesson that Spirit is trying to bring to you. So I'm hoping that that resonates. Diva, let's go on to you. Whew. Oh, was it on point, Will? Okay, that's good. As I said, if it resonates, please go on to, okay, this wanted to come out. I was going to put this back in, but I wanted to fall out. I'll get that to that in a second. Yeah, as I said, if these resonates, please go onto my page and my Soul Connection page and write a review on that page. Yeah, so back to, yes, I do have a PayPal, TK. If you go to, sorry, my PayPal is Soul Reconnection. Let me try and actually send it in the link. Bear with me one moment. Jeff, I'll send it to you. Can you put it in the link? Jeff. Bear with me, guys. In fact, I'll put it in afterwards. But my email address is soulreconnectioninfo@gmail.com. But I will definitely put the link in afterwards. So, guys, if you do want to be able to send a donation, that would be amazing as well. I will definitely include that link afterwards. So back to Diva. So I was feeling your energy before I picked the card, and then this came out. And it was the imagination card. And this is a card of air, the element of air. So this is a very mental energy, very mentally stimulating. But what I'm seeing is that you're not allowing yourself to trust your imagination. And what I'm seeing is that you had a vivid imagination as a child, and there's something that made you shut down to that aspect of your imagination, which is your ability to be able to manifest. Because if you don't have the ability to imagine or visualize further than what is being presented in front of you, you'll always be stuck on a very kind of rigid reality. So what I'm hearing is that you'll be able to calm the anxiety that's held within you the moment that you start to channel that energy into observing what is going on in your mind, as opposed to trying to overthink and overanalyze the little things that comes into your mind. I'm seeing a very over-analytical energy in itself. That's what's actually creating the anxiety. So the second card that's coming up for you is, bear with me while this comes up. Blossoming. Okay. So what I'm seeing is that imagine where you want to be. This blossoming energy is our ability to imagine how things look like when we're finally there, which is that Capricorn energy in itself. Like Capricorn is that sense of achievement. So allow yourself to ask yourself, like, what is it that you want to achieve in this season? Do you know? Or are you just expecting achievement without actually taking the time to discover what that looks like for you? So I hope that makes sense. And if that resonates, let me know. Okay, so TK, let's move on to you. Let's move on to you. Right. Libra, Sun, Aries, Moon, Sag, Rising. Okay, so there's definitely aspects to your Sun and Moon. Hold on. Yeah, and you know what? I felt that before that came out. I felt a very masculine energy that was almost like what am I feeling? I feel the energy of like you have a sort of expectation before you go for an experience. So sometimes that can actually limit your experiences because you're so inclined to almost create this shield over yourself, even though you want to be able to kind of just be out there. But there's something that's really kind of keeping you down, but it's not necessarily a negative thing. It's just something that you need to balance. But I do see a rising of your divine masculine energy where it's what's been happening is that you've been leaning more. and this links to the masculine figures within your life and the relationships that you've had to the masculine figures within your life. And you almost feel like you have to fill that place of those figures in your life, which has almost made that energy quite overactive. So yeah, it's all about keeping that in balance. And then the second card that's come up is, oh, this is all over the place. What I'm hearing is that you need to flow. There's something that needs to flow, but there's something that's keeping you quite rigid in your boundaries at the same time. So what's the second card? Will. Okay, so this divine or this masculine energy is to do with strengthening your own divine will so rather than channeling it into that protective aspect in itself, channel it into what is it that you actually want to do. Like, allow it to be, like, masculine energy can be very productive in actually getting things done. Like, I'm also seeing that the industries that or the types of arenas that you're working in, it does require quite a masculine type energy within that. But you need to learn how to balance that with your divine feminine energy at the same time. So I'm hoping that that resonates with you. Hey, Melanie, hope you're doing okay. Funny enough, I had a meeting dealing with my anxiety today, and I recently been looking into the secret. See it there? Really using the power of your imagination, because even as you mentioned the secret, the law of attraction is it's non-discriminatory. So as much as you can attract positivity, you can attract just that much negativity at the same time. It's all about paying attention to where your mind is. If your mind is in a negative state, you're going to attract more negative synchronicities to your life. If your mindset is in a very negative state, then you're going to attract more negative synchronicities in your life. So it's all about being aware. Self-awareness is key, very, very much key. Okay. Cool. And TK, that resonated with you as well. That's on me. And yes, my inner divine masculine is being balanced. Yes. Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick run through all the signs so that everyone can have access to some information. It sure does. I'm called into Tantra, balancing my divine feminine masculine. See it there? You know, definitely Tantra is amazing. There's an amazing book called Tantric Arts for Women. It's a purple book. I can't remember who it's by, but there's some amazing exercises that you can do in that will definitely be able to help you. Okay. And with Diva, what's just come to me as well is that really pay attention to breathing air, like taking in as much air as possible, open space, being in open space, being around nature, just being able to take in as much breath as possible, because with your anxiety, what's happening is that you're holding your breath. You're holding your breath too much. You're not able to allow yourself to actually just be. So that's something that's just come through to me as well. How do you shift your mind to positive thinking? Okay, so the first thing is about understanding what is it that's creating your negative thoughts patterns initially. Tantric Arts Woman. Yes, that's the book. Sorry, guys, 1 second. Jay, can you go outside and meet the guy? Hello? Yeah. My partner's gonna come out and get it because I'm literally just in the live. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. All right then. Thank you. All right. Bye. Bye. Okay. Sorry, guys. I forgot where I was. How do we shift your mind to positive thinking? Okay, so yeah, it's about understanding what is creating these negative thought patterns in itself. Because what I find is that there's a negative aspect to spirituality and even to self-development. Because what's happening is that everyone's developing these positive thoughts, but not actually taking time to cleanse or remove all the kind of gunk that is creating those negative thoughts to begin with. So yes, Eleanor, you can ask a question. It's about identifying what is creating these negative patterns, and then once you begin to do that, then you'll be able to you'll naturally begin to create a more positive state of mind, because you're able to see your situations from a flip perspective, as opposed to maybe some of the victim-like perspectives that we may have had of ourselves in that negative state. But also more of a practical way of how to do it is I'm releasing an intuitive chakra course that will be starting on the 8th of next month. You can find this on my website, www.soul-reconnection.com. And this will actually help you to be able to do that process. So you're actually learning how to do this yourself, of how to identify those blocks, and even being able to activate those chakra centers or those energetic centers within yourself, to create that positive kind of polarity within itself. So definitely look at that, and that will be able to help you. Eleanor, let me do a quick reading for you quickly on the Moon Oracle. Okay. Me and my children are in temporary accommodation. Will I get our keys for my new house next week, please? Okay, let's see what's going on. Oh, okay. So the first card that came up for you is Faith. So I believe that the choice is yours on whether you can get it or not, and simply energetically, because you know, this is exactly what I was just talking about in terms of the law of attraction. We have the ability to attract more positive synchronicities to our lives and more negative synchronicities to our life. So the answer to whether you can get it or not is based on you, and based on how much you actually believe you can actually manifest that for yourself. Because even if you wanted to do certain rituals or whatever, the rituals will not actually take place unless you actually have any belief in your ritual. And the card that came up for you is Power. So this is about believing in your own power for you to be able to manifest this opportunity for yourself. So definitely link what I was just mentioning before with regards to the law of attraction and with this. And yes, you will be able to do that as long as you actually believe in yourself and believe that you have the ability to be able to do that. Don't no longer seeing yourself or being able to allow yourself to no longer be comfortable with like this positive or poverty mindset or the lack mindset. This is a lot of what we're kind of dealing with here. Hi Charles, hope you're okay. So I'm just going to quickly whiz through all of the signs. So this will definitely be for Sun, Moon and Rising signs. So definitely don't just pay attention to your sun sign, listen to all of these readings, because it will definitely help you in understanding what area of your life has been activated, if you understand where your houses are in your astrological chart, and it will definitely give you an all-round picture of what's going on energetically. Okay, so we're going to start off with Aries. What's going on with you, Aries? Sun, Moon, and Rising. Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Right. Okay, so the first card that's come up for you is Earth, Aries. So in this eclipse season, definitely allow yourself to be grounded. Don't allow yourself to be easily triggered in this season, especially as it's a full moon, so everyone's emotions are high. So be careful of what you say, be careful of your intentions towards people, and just make sure that you're very grounded in everything that you're doing right now, as you can probably end up into some accidents or some, especially where there's Mercury retrograde going on at the same time. And the second card that's come up for you is for fruition. So there's something that's coming into fruition this moon, and this is all about the harvest moon card. So there's something that you're going to be able to give birth to. in this season, this lunar eclipse season, whether it be ideas, whether it be like a business or anything, like even children. There could be children in this as well, so definitely be careful. If you don't want to be having no children, make sure you're strapping up real good. But yeah, that's for Aries, so I'm hoping that resonates. So let's move on to Taurus. What's going on for you, Taurus? Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Chelsea, I did your one as well, so you can catch back the replay. Oh, Taurus, definitely stay grounded. My cards are flinging all over the place, so definitely allow yourself to be grounded in this this energy. Don't allow your head to take you left, right, and center. Right, so Taurus, passion. Allow yourself to be ignited by your passions in this season. So whatever it is that you love to do, or you would love to do, or have never seen yourself doing, stop. What I'm seeing is talking yourself out of actually doing what it is that you want to do. So definitely keep your head straight and grounded in that truth of what you believe you're supposed to be doing, and definitely move forward. And the second card that's come up is resistance. So Taurus can have the tendency to be quite resistant in itself. It's very resistant to change. So with this, the only way that this energy will be made easier if you allow yourself to go through that process of transmutation, taking more of your opposite energy, which is Scorpio, allowing that to be able to regenerate and transform you into where you need to be. Again, that whole kind of overthinking mentality in itself, that's not really going to help you. Just allow yourself to go with the flow. And yeah, that's Taurus. So let's move on to Gemini. What's going on with you, Gemini? Gemini. Sun, Moon, and Rising, Gemini. Homeland. Okay, so you're going to be discovering your foundation, Gemini. Whether it could be your roots, your cultural roots, whether it's discovering more stuff about your family, whether it's healing conflicts with your family, even maybe it's unearthing certain foundations of your emotional struggles, or why it is that you're at the place that you're at. So you're going to be digging a lot into your foundation in this season, Gemini. And the second card that's come up for you is fruition again. So you're also going to be giving birth to something. So what I'm also seeing with you, Gemini, is that with this this thing that you're going to be birthing, the reason why you're going through so much unearthing and so much unraveling and stuff is because whatever needs to be born pure this time. Whatever you're birthing, whatever ideas that need to be done in the way that most benefits you. So you can't be going like, this is actually like finally what it is that you're also, whilst you're unearthing your foundation, you're also building your foundation. So this foundation needs to be solid this time. So, you don't fall into some of the same situations that you may have been falling into before. So definitely be aware of that. So that's for Gemini. I'm hoping that resonates with you. So now we'll move on to Cancer. What's going on for you, Cancer? Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. All fulfillment. So Cancer, this nodal eclipse is hitting you, and with you're being able to you're being called to find fulfillment within yourself, and stop seeking fulfillment outside of yourself, or stop expecting people to fill your cup when you're not even willing to fill your cup yourself, because you have the ability to nurture so much and give out so much love and attention and nurture to everyone else, but you will never return that same you give to everyone else to yourself, and then you can literally go around like with a chip on your shoulder because everyone else is using you, but you allow people to use you. You know, so you have to be able to take responsibility for that in itself. Yes, Melanie, Cancer rising. And a card that came up is resilience. So allow yourself to what I'm seeing is that dig deep into understanding what it is that makes you fulfilled. Like what is that what is that cup? What is the cup of water that resides within you that can, even if everything else gets dried up, like this will continue to fuel you? Like what is that? What fuels you? What gives you life? So yes, so that's for Cancer. And then we'll move on to Leo. So Leo, what's going on with you? Sun, Moon, and Rising Leo. Sun, Moon, and Rising Leo. Remember, guys, please. Kai, I already did your reading at the beginning of the live, so you'll be able to catch back the replay when this finishes. Remember to like and share the video. Remember to go to my website, www.soul-reconnection.com. Sign up to the mailing list. Definitely do all that you can to support. Okay, so Leo, what's going on with you? Oh, this just fell out. Oh, there's two cards that fell out for you. Okay, so the two cards that came out is Invocation and Healer. So you are invoking your healing at the moment, Leo. You're going to be going into like some kind of inner world experience, inner realm experience of healing, where you begin to find your ability to heal yourself. You begin to become aware of your own energy and your own abilities, your own healing abilities. Some of you, I see that you will, some of you are or will be moving into a position of being a practitioner, but you need to be able to understand that you evoke that energy within yourself. You need to understand what that feels like. What does healing really feel like for you? And the next card that's come up is self-reflection. See, again, that just links to what I was talking about. So you're going into a season of self-reflection where you're understanding what is it you need to heal. Where does your power come from? You're beginning to see that your power comes from yourself. You have the ability to do a lot of the things that you want done, and I'm seeing you kind of looking outside of yourself to other people, expecting that they can do it for you, but you actually have the ability to do it yourself. So this is what this eclipse energy is going to be bringing up for you, Leo. So we move on to Virgo. Virgo, what's going on with you, Virgo? Virgo. Ooh. You're all over the place as well, Virgo. My cards. Right. So your first card that's come up, Virgo, is prosperity. So there is something that you're moving into that is going to almost, I see gifts. I see some gifts and random gifts. But you also being able to create your path of prosperity. So it's actually coming from you. You're realizing that you actually have the ability to manifest your own intentions, your own goals. So the next card that's come up for you is this one, is blossoming. Okay, so there's something that's blossoming. So you're going to be blossoming into prosperity. So it's something that's not going to come instantly, just like that, like the click of a finger, but you're definitely going to see something that will begin to open up as the time goes on over the next 6 months. It will definitely be a prosperous period for you. So yeah, that's Virgo. And then we move on to Libra. Libra. What's going on for you, Libra? Thank you for these hearts, Melanie. Libra. Okay, so the first card that's come up for you is Autumn. So something is coming into its full for you, and you're going to begin to notice it. Certain things are not going to feel the same. So it's certain relationships, you're not going to feel the same anymore. You're gonna realize that something is drying up and something needs to be done. And this next 6 months will not be, see, the card that just fell out is assessing. So you're going to be assessing over these next six months. What is it that you actually, what is it that works for you? Whether it's relationships, whether it's a job that you're in, whether it's a path that you're going down, something is you're going to be realizing that it's not actually working for you anymore, and you're going to be on this process of reassessing your goals, reassessing what you want, and reassessing if it's in alignment for your highest good. So that's for Libra, and then we move into Scorpio. Sun, Moon, and Rising Scorpio. Sun, Moon, and Rising Scorpio. Right, so Scorpio, ethos. So what is it? What is your ethos? Like, what is it that you believe? Like, what is it that you're going to be discovering your boundaries? Okay, I'm seeing something. Those that have been going through intense power struggles, you're actually going to be asserting what your boundaries are and how far you're willing to allow people to go, and how at what point that you allow yourself to blow up. Like, you can blow up when you're ready, Scorpio, but you're almost like reassessing your boundaries. Are you being too harsh? Like, are you being balanced enough? But you're gonna almost like you're almost gonna create a sense of a new ethos within yourself that creates the path of how you would like to be treated going forward. So that's the first card, and the second card is darkness. Okay, so I feel like a lot of this is going to be coming up with regards to your shadows and certain triggers that's been coming up for you. So you're going to be addressing a lot of that so that you can formulate a healthy ethos if it's been out of balance before. So that is Scorpio. Okay, all this screaming. So Sagittarius, we're moving to you now. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. Okay, you're also going to be formulating an ethos, but there's two cards that came out. Okay, so you're going to be creating an ethos of prosperity. Like, what is it that your prosperity, like, what does prosperity look like to you, Sagittarius? Like, you have the ability to express your beliefs quite beautifully, but what is it that you believe that you should be manifesting? Like, what is it that you know that you have the ability to move into? Like, what does that look like to you? And the second card is that's come up for you is feeling heat, Sagittarius. Why am I feeling heat? And it's summer as well. The summer card came up. So, okay. Summer card came up though. Why am I feeling heat? What I'm feeling is I'm literally feeling heat like rise up in me right now. So I'm feeling like there is a few things that could have you kicking off, Sag. Like, when you're ready to kick off, it's a very interesting thing to watch or display that takes place. So be careful you don't allow yourself to get hot too quick or get mad too quick. And allow yourself to, okay, this is what I'm seeing. Okay, so I'm feeling a tendency to get angry, but that would be due to the lack of emotional intelligence. But the nourishment card came up. But as I just saw the nourishment, I was seeing tears, and I was allowing yourself to perceive yourself as being nourished by your tears, because you're allowing yourself to actually feel, and not kind of, because with Sagittarius, it's easy to override your feelings, and you can actually allow like the truth to be like hidden under comedy or under whichever ways that kind of just don't allow you to express how you really feel to people. So allow yourself to that fire that charges up when you feel these emotions. Don't lean more to the anger side of expressing it. Like it's still you expressing yourself, but learn how to express yourself in ways that will still nourish you, because you're not you're allowing your emotions to be processed in effective ways. So that's what I'm seeing with you with Sag. And then we move on to Capricorn. What's going on for you, Capricorn? I hope that makes sense, Sag. If it doesn't, let me know. And then we move on to Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising Capricorn. Sun, Moon, and Rising Capricorn. Sun, Moon, and Rising Capricorn. Stability. So this Capricorn, whatever this energy is being evoked in this next 6 months, will essentially create a place of Capricorn for you. And I would definitely advise everyone to look where Capricorn is in their chart, because this is where the lunar eclipse is this is where the lunar eclipse is hitting on you. This is what it's going to be activating. So if you go to your natal chart and you see where Capricorn is, and see what house it's in, what sign is it being obviously by Capricorn, what planets are in there, then you'll be able to get better idea of what exactly is being activated within that area. But with regards to just the Capricorn energy, there's stability that's coming into play. So wherever that is, that area of your life, whether it's your relationship, whether it's your finances, whether it's having stable belief systems, whether it's having stable maybe your creativity has been out of sync or out of flow, and now you're finally able to find stability in that. Like I feel that, and the next card that came up is the action card. So the stability that is going to be created for you is causing you to actually create action and not become comfortable in where you are, but learn how to move forward from where you are, what is being created for you. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. And then we move on to Aquarius. What's going on for you, Aquarius? Sun, Moon, and Rising Aquarius. Sun, Moon, and Rising Aquarius. Protection, okay. The first thing that came to me when I saw protection is protect your ideas, Aquarius, because you have very, very profound ideas that I feel that there were some very mischievous people, whether you're content creators or whatever, like be very, very protective of your ideas and your work, and what it is that you're producing in this season. I'm also seeing move like very almost like stealth in that in this season. Like, don't tell too much people what you're doing. because I'm telling you, some people will take it. I'm seeing vultures literally take seeds out of the ground. So be very, very, very careful of what you share. And it doesn't mean to say for you to come in a place where you end up seizing up, but it's coming into a place where you're just aware. You're just aware of what's going on around you, and you're aware of how much information you're allowing to be expressed. Woo! And the second card that came up for you is initiation. So I'm also, there's a lot of intense spiritual energy that's going on that even I've been picking up. And as I was talking earlier about the key, that there's almost like a key to that this season is bringing to us, that's unlocking a whole completely different dimension or reality or understanding of ourselves. There's an initiation that you're moving into in terms of where how you're able to understand yourself in another way. You're going to be channeling a lot, and I'm seeing a lot of channeling, and this is why I said earlier that any messages that you get that will just kind of channel, like pay attention to it, and don't just push it to the side because you're like, oh, that doesn't really make sense. Like, pay attention, just allow yourself to collect all the puzzle pieces. And this is another reason why it's probably saying don't be careful how much you do say, because not everything is going to be clear yet. So yeah, and then we're going to move on to Pisces. Last but not least, Pisces, what's going on for you? Sun, Moon, and Rising Pisces. Okay, this part fell out. Incubation. So you're going into a very introverted phase at the moment as you begin to go into a deeper aspect of knowledge of self. And the second card that's come up for you is abundance. Okay, so there's an aspect of you. Okay, so this incubation, you're going deep into self to retrieve how you can create paths of abundance for yourself. So whether you need to go into self and be able to discover, okay, what gifts do I have? What talents do I have? What side hustles can I present? What ways can I make myself abundant? Sometimes we just expect abundance to just kind of open up and be given to us without, like, you know, it just for the sake of doing it. But the abundance, you create you have to create these streams of abundance, whether it's creating a business or a side business, or just finding ways where you can actually bring in money. So this is what you're going to be discovering in this season, Pisces. So I'm hoping that all of these readings resonated with you. If you need any in-depth readings, you can definitely contact me on my Margot said it's very true. You can definitely contact me on my website, www.soul-reconnection.com, and you can book, especially an eclipse reading. I have the eclipse readings where I go more in depth into how what exactly is happening for you over these intense shifts that are happening. As I said, they last for about 6 months, so you definitely want to know what's going on in these energies. I do have access to other readings as well, so you can definitely check that out. And as I mentioned earlier, with regards to practical healing, a lot of people know, like, you need to heal, but a lot of the time we don't know how to heal. But I've created an intuitive healing course that is very, very different to how you would normally kind of read up the chakras or be exposed to chakras from other teachers. This is really teaching you how to awaken your own intuitive abilities, and it really teaches everyone that you are actually an intuitive being, whether you want to believe it or not. You know, you really begin to experience those intuitive abilities to yourself, telepathy, clairaudience, clairsentience. You begin to awaken all of these abilities, and you learn how to retrieve information from your chakras, from your energetic centers. You begin to retrieve the intelligence from yourself. All we are DNA is memory, and it's information, and it's intelligence. So it's for us to be able to kind of to go within ourselves and retrieve the intelligence about ourselves, about our blueprint, about how we're supposed to move forward. We have all that knowledge within us. And it's not only readers like myself who can actually help you to retrieve that information. You can actually do that for yourself. So I really am passionate about teaching people to do things for themselves and to tap into their own abilities. So I definitely encourage you guys to hop over to my website, again, www.soul-reconnection.com, and you can purchase the course there. It is on sale at the moment, and there's no excuse for anyone to not actually get this course, as I've made it very low on purpose, just so that everyone can have access and no one can has any excuses to not be able to heal. It's very intuitive in terms of you being able to work out how to do it yourself. Meditations included. There's questions you can ask yourself, and there's exercises that you can do that will be included in there as well. So as I'm signing off, this is just a reminder to let you guys, tomorrow I will be going live with Sophie Sterling and Martin Hall, and you'll be able to see some of the promotional posts for that earlier. We'll be talking or posing the question, are psych wards our only option? And we'll be exploring their stories, family story of how one of their loved ones went through a breakdown, very intensive breakdown, but they didn't actually commit him into a mental health hospital. They actually cared for him at home. One of them was a psychologist, the other one was a nurse, and they decided to band together and take a humanistic approach in being able to care for their loved ones. So I think this is definitely a very needed conversation for us to have, so that we recognize that we do have other options, and we don't have to, you know, throw all our loved ones in the system at the same time. But it's also very encouraging to hear his story, as he's completely transformed his life right now. So he's literally come into an amazing breakthrough, as he's been able to successfully build his business and recover from the mental health crisis that he experienced. So definitely encourage you to tune in for that tomorrow. That will be on my YouTube page, which is Soul-Reconnection. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you share. As I said, every little helps. So until tomorrow, guys, I will catch you guys later. And thank you for tuning in.